Welcome back, scientists. Caroline here. How do you start your day? Maybe you turn on some music or take a shower. Me? I love starting my day with a hearty breakfast. It gives me the energy I need to get going. A typical breakfast for me could include eggs, a bagel with cream cheese, and either a banana or a couple of slices of bacon. But every meal, even one as ordinary as breakfast, leaves more behind than just an empty plate. In the last lesson, we started thinking about the environmental cost of our choices. It made me start to wonder, if I wanted to reduce the impact of my breakfast, what could I actually change? And how do I decide which changes are worth it? Those are the kinds of questions we'll explore together in this lesson. You'll analyze your footprint and identify areas where you may be able to make a change that would help reduce your impact on Earth's climate. Ready, scientists? Let's get started. You already calculated your ecological footprint in the previous lesson. You saw how it connects to things like emissions, water use, land use, and waste. These calculations can be complex, but they show us something important: our impact. The eggs and bacon come from animals that need food and space, impacting the biosphere and the geosphere. All of the products are packaged and transported using fossil fuels, affecting the atmosphere. And the water needed for the animals, the plants, or the processing facilities? That draws from the hydrosphere. Our choices affect every part of Earth, but with so many moving parts, trying to analyze the environmental impact of even a meal can feel overwhelming. That's why it helps to narrow our focus when we're looking for personal strategies to reduce our environmental impact. For this lesson, we have one goal: lowering our impact on the climate. To do that, we'll focus on our carbon footprint. This is the part of our lifestyle that most directly ties to climate change, and for many people, it's the largest piece of their overall ecological footprint. So, from here on out, we'll be looking at the carbon cost of our choices and trying to identify ways to reduce it. The goal isn't to make perfect decisions. It's to weigh trade-offs and figure out what actions might actually make a difference. And to do that, we'll use a tool you've already practiced: cost-benefit analysis. You've practiced cost-benefit analysis before, but how do you use it to guide your personal choices? In this lesson, we'll use it to take a closer look at the items that contribute to our carbon footprint. Let's go back to my breakfast to see how that works. Remember, my typical breakfast includes eggs, a bagel with cream cheese, and a banana or a couple of slices of bacon. Which part of this breakfast probably has the largest carbon impact? Pause the video to make a prediction. Be sure to justify your choice. It's probably the bacon. Data from many studies shows that meat usually has a much higher carbon footprint than plant-based foods. That's because raising animals requires land, water, feed, and energy, and all of that adds up to more carbon emissions. So if I wanted to lower the carbon cost of this meal, I could start by asking myself the question: should I eat less bacon? It's a change I could realistically make. First, I think about the possible benefits. Eating less bacon would mean lowering my personal carbon emissions. Next, I consider the costs of that decision. I like the taste of bacon, so taking it out means giving up something I enjoy. It also helps me feel full, so I need to look for another option that gives me the same kind of energy and satisfaction. And other options might cost more, take longer to prepare, or not always be available at home. Finally, I think about both sides together: the good that could come from the change and what I'd lose by making it. I'm not asking, is bacon bad? I'm asking, is this a change I'm willing to make, and does the benefit feel worth the cost to me? Personally, I don't want to give up bacon completely. I really like bacon, but I could cut back on how often I eat it. Maybe I could eat it just once or twice a week instead of eating it every day. Even a small change lowers the total amount of greenhouse gases I send into the atmosphere. And because it's realistic, it's a step I can actually stick with. That's really what cost-benefit analysis is all about. making thoughtful choices based on your goals and your reality. Now it's your turn. Over the next several days, you will take a closer look at your own carbon footprint. You'll start by identifying which parts of your lifestyle contribute the most to carbon emissions. These might be related to food, energy use, transportation, or other everyday choices. Then you'll brainstorm realistic ways to reduce your personal carbon output. These could be small changes or bigger ones, but they should be actions that feel possible for you. Once you have your list, you will assess the trade-offs. What are the benefits of each action in terms of lowering emissions? And what are the personal costs or challenges that come with them? By the end of the lesson, you will choose 2 specific actions that you can take to help reduce your carbon footprint. These should be choices that make sense for your life and that you are willing to try. You are not expected to make perfect choices or solve climate change on your own. The goal is to think critically, reflect on your impact, and make informed decisions that feel meaningful to you. And with that, we've wrapped up the final lesson of Environmental Science 2. Even though this course is coming to a close, your role as a thinker, learner, and problem solver is just getting started. You have the power to make sustainable choices that help protect our environment and natural resources for generations to come. I'm Caroline, and remember, keep asking questions, keep learning, and most importantly, don't underestimate the impact you can have. See you around, scientists!
Hey, hey.